Can you create a copywriting portfolio with no experience? Your portfolio questions answered here. So let's talk about this. Now, when you want to start copywriting, there's a little bit of a conundrum you're going to find yourself in, which is you want the experience, but you need the portfolio. And you're like, it's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? How are you supposed to get started without that portfolio? But if you've never had clients before, how are you supposed to create that portfolio? Well, lucky for us, because it is actual writing, you are going to be able to create pieces before having clients. In fact, it cracks me up when I see other copywriters kind of poo-pooing this idea because they had to start somewhere too. So you can either, one, get really lucky and find somebody who's willing to take a gamble on you when you have literally nothing to show, which can happen, or you can set out to work and create your own portfolio. In fact, I've seen some incredible ideas come from this entire concept where people have gone on to create their own funnels for their own business and use that to showcase their skills. That's an option, although that is kind of taking it a little bit further than even necessary to start. So let's talk about how you can create a portfolio without actually having any experience. The first question I want to address that I commonly get around this entire topic, though, is this ethical? Listen, as long as you are not pretending like you wrote for some client that you didn't actually write for, and you are open and honest about the fact that it is a sample piece or a test piece that you created for your portfolio, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I like to say the proof is in the pudding, right? Most people are going to be able to pick up a piece of your writing and know, relatively speaking, whether or not you're a decent writer. So go ahead and lean into the fact that we have the ability to do so. And also keep in mind, even as you do have examples, a lot of the work that we do as copywriters could be considered ghostwriting. And so you might not even be able to share some of your work once you have it. So it's okay. Truly, take the time, practice your copy, get feedback on it, and create a portfolio piece for you to show prospective clients. The good news is very, very quickly, you're no longer going to need to rely on those pieces. Once you get a few pieces from actual clients, especially ones that have gone live, replace those in your portfolio. That only takes one, maybe two clients for something like that to happen. So this is really just a temporary fix that will ultimately be solved. The next question I often get is, how do you create a portfolio as a beginner? So again, study different types of copy, practice different types of copy, get feedback on your copy, and then create portfolio pieces. Sometimes they're in Google Docs. I think it looks a little bit better if you can put it on your website or even a website like Medium. You can go ahead and screenshot it and make it nice and all the beautiful templates on, the different Squarespace websites with a little description of like what you were trying to accomplish there. Or you can also just link out to the live links itself. At the end of the day, this is just a starting point, and eventually your portfolio will get stronger and stronger. Now, the next question I get is like, what should I put in my copywriting portfolio? This should be any type of copy you are interested in pursuing and providing as a copywriter. So this could be website copy, sales page copy, product descriptions, emails, you name it. Whatever it is, don't wait to get started. Go ahead and create it and add it to your portfolio. Like I mentioned before, I have seen some really creative examples of newbie copywriters creating entire funnels, email sequences, and more, and using that as their portfolio piece. Sometimes creating the copy for your own copywriting business is a great portfolio piece itself. This could be your website. Maybe you create an email sequence for people to join your newsletter. There's so many different ways that you could do this. Also, maybe you have somebody in your life who has a business that you could just so easily say to them, hey, let me rewrite your product descriptions. Let me write an opt-in page for your website. And I would love to do it in exchange for a testimonial or portfolio piece. That's an option too. Now, the next question I often get is, how do you share your portfolio pieces with prospective clients? Sometimes people send Google Doc links. Quite frankly, I feel like that's pretty unprofessional and doesn't set you apart from other copywriters, although I have seen great copywriters make that work. So again, not a lot of right or wrong answers in this space, but what I really recommend is creating either hidden pages, meaning they're not linked in your menu on your website, or, showcasing them in a blog or another page on your website and just linking that in whatever the correspondence is with your prospective client. So if you are cold emailing them, for example, you can just go ahead and say, here's an example of like a piece that I wrote, and link it. Now, make sure you don't use the ugly URL, clean it up, use the enticing title that you came up with, and highlight it and hyperlink that. That is definitely the better way to do that because they're going to be more likely to click it rather than some messy URL, right? Some people also create beautiful PDFs. You could do that in Canva. That is also an option. That's a really nice way of cleaning something up, making it look a little bit more professional than just a Google Doc. That also works too. But again, I just want to remind you that this is a problem you're really only going to have right at the beginning. Very quickly, you're going to take on one client, create more pieces with them, which you can then use as a portfolio piece, and on and on and on. And very, very quickly, you're going to have more portfolio pieces than you know what to do with. So this is just a concern of people just getting started. Very soon in your journey, this will no longer stress you out, I promise. So just get to the other side of this and it gets easier from here. So thanks for being here. I hope that helps. Go ahead and create your portfolio, get some feedback on it, make it go live. That's the other thing is sometimes people get stressed out about making it go live, but really nobody's going to find your website unless you have fantastic SEO, which would still take some time, or unless you actually send them the URL. So let it go live, publish it, put it online, get some feedback, and keep moving forward. Thanks for being here. I hope this helps. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if it did. Again, as always, I love hearing from you in the comments. Let me know how you're doing with your portfolio. And also if you have any questions. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, guys.